Alright, now we have the bearing that goes down over the input shaft. Make sure you note how it goes down. Then we have the pump gasket. Don't forget that. Then I take some oil and put it around the edges where the pump O-ring will be sealing, and put some around the O-ring to help it slide so it won't get cut. And see how you line it up. Next, put the bolts inside. Two across from each other. Because what's going to have to happen, you're going to have to screw the pump down slowly on each side so that it will go against the gasket. Now I'm tapping it just a little so that I can get it to where the threads the bolt will engage with the threads. Okay, now I'm putting the other pump bolts in. Here's the reason. If you tighten it down, there's a good chance that the other bolt holes will be off-centered and you won't be able to screw them in. Now you tighten two of them as you see crossways, and then you take your pliers and turn that input shaft. If it will turn, then there's nothing binding, but if it does not turn, then you have to pull the pump up and see what is not all the way down. Okay, so I tightened two bolts up as you saw, and I turned that input shaft. It has to move freely, but once it moves freely, then you can go on and tighten up all of the pump bolts. Okay, after the pump bolts are done, now we're going to get to the valve body portion. You got two accumulators with springs. Note how the accumulators go in. The open side will be facing you. So you put one in and put the big spring in. Now on this side here you have two, a small one and a large one. Now that's not always true on the older ones. Sometimes it's just a large one, just like the one you did before. Alright, now you're going to stick the valve, put the valve body on. And you want to press it down because there's a seal around that long shaft. And press it down until it pretty much locks in, and then you can put the 10mm bolts in. And I also took the Torx head bolts off, so I was just inspecting it, so I'm gonna put those on also, but for the most part you put the 10mm bolts in. torque head bolts in if you took the valve body apart. I did, but I didn't show you this because again, this was a transmission that I was only repairing. I already knew I had rebuilt this transmission about a year ago, so I knew the seals were okay, which is why I didn't change them. But I also know that this lady she got stuck in the snow and she was spinning the tires. Therefore, I knew I had to only repair it. After you get all the bolts in, you see now, you make sure you tighten everything up. I always use the impact gun in order to snug them. That's it. I don't tighten them with the impact gun because this is aluminum and you don't want to strip the threads. However, in some cases there is no way around stripping threads because after being loosened and tightened and loosened and tightened, the threads become weak. But you want to hopefully get around that as much as you can. Alright, now it's time for the filter. And the filter has an O-ring, it's an orange O-ring. Even if it's not orange, get a compatible O-ring. Look at the old O-ring that was in there and match it up. But normally it's orange to identify it as the filter O-ring. And then you put a little lube around the O-ring and the area is going in so it'll slide in easy, and you put the filter on. In most cases it will snap